Hi. So a big question is, what kind of therapist should I see to help me with my past trauma? And this is not it's a complex question for a number of things. One is that you want to see someone who's trauma informed, but trauma informed has become a bit of a buzzword that everyone's using, to the point that you don't necessarily know if just because someone says they're trauma informed that they're any good at helping you with their trauma. And then there's also different types of therapies that people go for. So some people might want to get talk therapy. Some people might want CBT therapy. Some people might want EMDR therapy. And so there's a number of different types of therapies you could go for. And then there's also different types of therapists you can get. So the word therapist and the word counselor mean different things in different countries. So often I use them interchangeably, with that caveat that I'm not really narrowing it down. But there's reasons why some people would say, I only want to see a psychologist. And there's reasons why some people would say, I don't want to see a psychologist, I want to see a counselor. And there's reasons why some people would say, I want to see this specific type of counselor. And there's loads of really good reasons for all those things, and I won't get into them here. But what I would say is that whichever therapist you go for and whichever mode they use for doing therapy, it's really important that you get someone who, the way they are with you, is really good with relationship, that you have a safe relationship, that they really allow you to use your voice and to find your voice, and that they let you use your power, that they give you agency, that they never coerce you or kind of manipulate you or force you into any particular type of treatment. You have agency the whole time. And the reason why that is because, as we've said in past videos, when abuse happens, our voice gets messed up, our power gets messed up, our relationship gets messed up. And so you cannot reverse the effects of trauma by using the same twisted tools that were used on you in the trauma in the first place. So it's really important you pick someone who's going to be a safe relationship with you, let you use your voice and find your voice, and who is going to let you have the power, let you have the agency. You have full say over what you're comfortable doing and what you're not comfortable doing. Okay, and so speaking of comfort, it's important to find someone you'll be comfortable with. I remember looking through potential counselors and therapists, and sometimes there were just some things where I knew I won't be comfortable with this person. And it's hard enough talking about trauma anyway. So pick someone you be comfortable with. And on that note, one of the questions that sometimes comes up is, can you have a therapist who's got a different belief system to you? And by belief system, I'm talking religious beliefs, but I'm talking more broadly than religious beliefs, because all of us have got a belief system. It's not necessarily one that is centered around a deity as such, not necessarily one that's centered around some scriptures, like a traditional religion, but we all have some kind of belief system. And the question is, can I have therapy from someone who has a different belief system to me? And I think the answer to that is yes, as long as you and the therapist both know that and can work with that. So that means if you've got a certain belief system and your therapist doesn't have that belief system, you ask your therapist in a potential interview. Let's say you have your first session, where you're dipping your toe in the water and seeing, is this a good fit? Or when you're contacting the therapist by email in the first place, you can ask, look, I understand this is my belief system. Will that be a challenge in any way in the work we do together? And a good trauma-informed therapist will be able to not in their sessions with you, not try to change your belief system, not try to dismantle your belief system in terms of what your religious beliefs are. They're there to treat you with your trauma. So the only thinking they want to change is the way that you're thinking wrong about your trauma. And that kind of stuff, right? So you want to check that, and the same way, if you know that your therapist has a certain belief system that you don't subscribe to yourself, you want to be upfront with them and say, look, I understand you have this belief system. I don't have that belief system. Is this going to be a problem? So I don't know if that makes sense, but a good therapist will be able to work with that. Just have a conversation with them beforehand, be upfront with them. Now, I'd also say you want to find a therapist that is part of some accredited body, that they actually have a code of conduct and a code of practice that they work to. And you want to make sure that they keep proper confidentiality, especially if the counseling you have is in some way linked to an organization you work for. And let's say that organization is paying the bill. You want to make sure that what's said in therapy sessions is confidential and that's not getting passed on to your boss. So that's really important as well, because it needs to be a safe environment and there needs to be trust there. Now, lastly, I just want to say, for all of you who are looking for therapists right now, well done. It's wonderful what you're doing. It's very brave of you. I wish you all the best in your search. And remember, whilst you're searching, to keep on taking care of yourself, cultivating beauty in your life, and keep going strong. Take care.